everybody, welcome back to The Rush. I don't know if my mantra, aim low and you won't be disappointed, will go over well with our next guest. His brand new book is called The Will to Win. Former Dragon and current Shark, Robert Herjavec, is joining us now. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Fiona. Thanks for having me.
So do I have to aim higher?
You do. You got to have a goal. Low is too low.
I always believe set your goals low in life, so if you're drunk, you can still achieve them.
Or crawl under them.
That's why you're a millionaire.
That's right.
That'll be our book, Patrick.
That's our book.
But Fiona, when you were a little girl and you dreamt big, what did you want to be? What did you want to be when you grew up? Exactly what you are now?
No, I wanted to be a lawyer, and then my dad, who was a lawyer, had a good talk with me saying, are you sure you want to be a lawyer?
Yeah, lawyer's not. Patrick, did you want to be a comedian?
I did, actually. I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to make people laugh. And
did you want to be a comedian for all the money?
You know what? I wanted to be a comedian because my life was very dark and lonely, and I just wanted to know what happiness was.
How do you think he's doing, Robert?
That's uncomfortable.
In terms of the dark and lonely part?
Sounds great.
But you know, the key to success, all joking aside, is you gotta love what you do. I mean, you are so much fun. We're watching you guys. You're having a lot of fun. I love what I do. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning, went to sleep at 1 o'clock. I love what I do. You wouldn't love what I do, but I love it. You got to do it.
And was it always being in business for you? Was that always your calling? You know, everybody knows your rags to riches story.
No, it wasn't about business. I mean, for me, it was about raising myself up from where I was. We were pretty poor, and I didn't know about business. I didn't know how to start a business, how to run a company. I was just tired of being poor, and I didn't want to live like that.
Would you say that the reason for your success is because your father was an immigrant and he came here, worked as hard as he could, very proud man? Would you say the reason for your success is because you were instilled with an incredible work ethic, or like somebody like a Warren Buffett, you just have such an aptitude for making money that you were born in the right place, right time?
Absolutely not. I've met Warren Buffett. It was really an interesting experience, and I am not as smart as Warren Buffett. I don't have an aptitude for investing, but the one thing I do have, I've always had, is the ability to survive. I don't know whether it's the Eastern European blood in me, but no matter how bad my day is, no matter what the world throws at me, no matter how crappy, I guarantee you, I'll wake up tomorrow morning with the same spirit to just keep going.
And on Dragon's Den, as with Shark Tank, I mean, you are a really nice guy. You're a happy guy, and it comes through. Most days, right? Your son's here. I'll ask him after if he ever gets mad.
Yeah, don't ask him that.
But a lot of people say that you can't be nice and be successful in
Absolutely
business.
not true.
You have to be hard. Why?
I think there's a fine line. I think I was too nice, but I always tell people, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I don't think you have to be a jerk. I don't think you have to be arrogant, but you have to stand up for yourself.
Absolutely. And let's talk about the book a little bit more. Some great advice in there, including meeting Oprah. Did you really meet Oprah Winfrey by picking her up on a golf cart in a rainstorm?
I did, and I'm driving along, and it's raining in my golf cart. How snooty does that sound? I'm on my island.
I'm on my private island.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
We've lost half our demographic.
It'll inspire us to do better.
So the other 5 people are still watching.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Warren is watching right now. What do you say about me?
So she gets on the golf cart. I said, would you like a ride? And she hops on. She's not wearing the wig. Doesn't look like the Oprah you think. And I'm thinking, is it her? How do I ask her? So I say to her, I loved your book. She had just written a book on exercise. And she says, really? Which chapter was your favorite?
That's a little bit of a quiz.
I know.
Yeah.
And I had just read it, fortunately, and she was great.
Well, that's
she was
awesome.
really interesting.
Now, 2 things I have to ask you, and I know we don't have a lot of time.
I won't give you any money, Patrick. I'm sorry.
I need $400 to invest in some parking tickets. Now, I am a fan of both shows. I think that Shark Tank and Dragons, and I think they're absolutely wonderful. I think they're amazing. But one thing that I loved in your book was that you have a brilliant quote, and that quote is, "Good enough is never good enough." And I have to ask you this because as one old man who is not successful to an older man who looks younger because he is successful.
Hang on. Who was who in that role?
That's up to you to decide.
I just want to be clear.
That's up to you to decide, babe. You have to. I don't know why we turned into Vegas all of a sudden. Have I introduced you to wife number 3?
What's your question?
The question is this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how handsome do you find me? The question is this.
I find you so handsome.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Show's over because of awkward. When you say good enough is not good enough. Now, do you honestly believe that somebody can take themselves out of that mental capacity of good enough is good enough? It's right there.
Yes.
It's in the sentence.
Yes.
How?
Well, first, it starts with desire. So everybody wakes up and is full of fear. We wake up in the morning, we say we want to do better, but we can't because our friends tell us we're not good enough or something, or we have this doubt, we have this fear. You got to get to a point where the pain of not achieving your goals is greater than the pleasure of achieving your goals. People always think that you want to move to pleasure. Pain is the greatest motivator when you're stuck. I had nothing. I was at the bottom. And I came home one day, I was 13 years old, and my mom had bought this vacuum cleaner. It's a long story. But she's crying because she had just been conned into spending our monthly rent on this. And my dad comes home, didn't take the bus, walks from the factory. I mean, you look at a situation like that, my friend, and you've got to make a decision. Either you move forward or you just accept defeat. And life is so great, why wouldn't you want to do better?
Do you still experience pain in that kind of way or failure? I mean,
yeah, I do.
Does it get easier when you are wealthy?
Here's the greatest thing about having a lot of money. You get to take care of the people you love. Full stop. It's not about buying another Ferrari. I mean, you'll always want more stuff. My first car was a 1981 Mazda RX-7. I had the absolute same joy driving that car, because it was my car, as I do today with a $1 million Ferrari. I mean, okay, the Ferrari goes a little faster, but I think you get my point. Mm-hmm. So you've got to have that joy. But really, if you don't make a certain amount of money in this society, you cannot take care of those you love.
But it seems like in this day and age we're living in, that success and wealth are frowned upon in some way, or it's impolite to, be successful for some reason. People like to look down on that.
I blame some of the other members of the TV shows we have. I think in this society, people flip money and create no value to make a lot of money. And I look down on that. I don't think that adds anything to society. My current company, we started 10 years ago, 3 guys out of a house. Mind you, it was a big house. And today, we're 175 employees. We created this. We created this from thin air. I'm extremely proud of that. So I have no problem with my success. Absolutely none. Because if I did it, you can do it. Patrick, I don't know.
I agree.
But you can do it.
Now, you brought up the cars. We've got to talk about the cars because you have one heck of a car collection. Do you have a favorite child of the cars that you have now? Look at that.
Is
that a smart car?
It is a smart car. What? But it's one of 10 smart cars in the world. It was made by Brabus. It's a super fast smart car.
Which means it goes in excess of 11 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, watch out.
and it impresses 1 in 1,000 women, as opposed to 1 in 10,000. I'm sorry if that's sexist, but
Patrick, I've been married for 23 years.
Which means
I stopped buying cars to impress women so long ago.
At least 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
At least a year ago.
That's right.
At least.
The next one.
The next one.
I'm
what
not
car would you get if you could buy one today? Do you have your eye on something that you don't
Yes.
have?
Would you like to buy an 86 Dodge 600 Turbo?
He has one in the parkade.
Do you have a minivan?
No, I have an 86 Dodge 600 Turbo.
The LaFerrari. Ferrari's making a limited edition car. It's coming out in the next couple of years. 980 horsepower. And it's electric.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, it's got a battery motor.
Well, at least it's good for the environment.
That's why I want to get it.
Are you still racing cars?
Funny you ask. I'm actually taking the rest of the season off. I had a bad crash in Brazil.
We heard about
2 weeks
this.
ago.
What happened?
Is this you in the car right now?
That's the car.
Wow.
That was actually a crash from a year ago.
Oh, it was.
And
you
I
had
walked
another
away.
crash.
I walked away from that one, and 2 hours later, I came in 5th in the race. Just 2 weeks ago, I had another crash that didn't look that bad, and I really, really hurt my back a lot.
So you're going to take the season off?
Yes, I think so.
Good
Wow.
plan.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I may race motorcycles, something safer.
Something safer. Yeah. And it's interesting because whenever you hear of people in your position, men of money, if you will.
Men of money. It sounds like a syndicated TV show.
Men of money,
starring
Robert Herjavec
Coming up next.
and Bruce Wayne.
Did you end up doing porn after a while, Bruce Wayne?
I don't know. What comic books do you read? What comic books do millionaire men read?
They get the different
I have
editions.
my own comic books made for me.
Of course you do. Millionaire man, they have comic books that you are unfamiliar with. They are pornographic in nature. Old school. They don't use the internet. This is how they avoid a trail.
And I'll say it
The
again.
interweb.
What's your question?
My question.
There is no question.
I was going to say, my question.
It's just dribble on and
that's
on.
right. My question is this.
Yes.
If you were me, how would you build a time machine to go back in time?
Why would I be you?
You'd be driving a Dodge 800.
600.
86.
Oh, I wish I could afford the 800.
What?
No. I was going to say, now, and I know that we have to go. We have to head off. I wanted to ask you.
Are you kicking me out?
Listen, the kids have spoken. They say that your jacket is a little frightening. Reminds them of the Joker. I'm saying this as I wear an ascot.
So I was going to wear this jacket on the TV show last year, and I show up on set, and Mark Burnett looks at me and he says, "You got to be kidding me. What are you, Barney?"
Oh, my God. And isn't Mark Burnett the guy? Didn't he work with Bob Barker? Yeah. Isn't he that fellow? Anyway.
We're out of time, Patrick.
So we're out of time.
You're trying to spit out this question for 20 minutes.
It does not look like a Barney jacket.
It doesn't.
All I was going to say is this, and I wanted to ask you, and this is a very serious question. 3 words or less. Why don't you like Kevin O'Leary?
It's all about. I ran out of words.
You could have said money.
money.
The third word. There you go.
It's about money. That's my issue. Is I think life is about success. Most of us are not going to start a billion-dollar company, but my friend, you can start a company out of your house and make a fantastic living if you want to be successful.
Pick up the book, The Will to Win. It is in bookstores now. For more information, go to Robert's website. And, of course, you can catch Robert on Shark Tank Friday nights on ABC. We're going to take a quick break.